My name is Gordon Earle, and I was the first employee of the Nova Scotia Human Rights Commission, and it's a wonderful organization, and they do a great job trying to protect the rights that every person has simply because they are human.
What can you tell us about the early days of the Commission?
I was my early 20s, probably about 21 or so, and that's an interesting point too, because when I started my work with the Commission, I realized that we needed to have some guidance from someone who knew what a commission should be doing and so forth. And I spent a couple of weeks or so up in Ontario working with the Ontario Human Rights Commission, because they were the leading commission in Canada to have a human rights commission that was functional and operating. And Dr. Dan Hill was the executive director of that commission, a very capable person. They had a very well-organized commission, and I went up there and worked a couple of weeks with Dr. Hill and also George Brown, who was their chief human rights officer, and got a lot of information from them as to how they went about investigations and how the commission should be objective and impartial, and then come down to making recommendations.
Were there other African Nova Scotian leaders important to the founding of the Commission?
Gus Wedderburn was very prominent in pushing for getting an active commission, and he was actually one of the commissioners, appointed one of the commissioners under the Human Rights Commission Act. And he headed up what was called the Nova Scotia Association for the Advancement of Colored People. That was a long-standing organization working on behalf of Black people in Nova Scotia. And I was actually a member of that organization myself, and at one point became the president. But at that time, he would have, among others, been pushing to get an active Human Rights Commission.
What aspirations do you have for the future of human rights in Nova Scotia?
We should try to make it a part of our lives that we respect, treat, and love one another, regardless of their color, religion, race, creed, ethnic or national origin, their sexual orientation. We should be respecting people and loving people for who they are.
To learn more about the Nova Scotia Human Rights Commission, visit humanrights.novascotia.ca.